Hey guys, John here. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I wanted to show you guys 3 of my favorite websites as well as one of my favorite technology newsletters. So every single day there are 3 websites that I normally go on. The first one is called Engadget. This is a technology blog, but it kind of crosses over to pop media culture as well. The second one is Mac Rumors. This is an Apple focused website, so rumors, latest news, reviews, great place for Apple products. And then finally, I follow a website called The Verge. The Verge is very similar to Engadget, latest technology news, rumors, reviews, and also some crossover to pop culture as well. But The Verge has something really special. If you go under their newsletters, they have something called The Installer, which is one of their newest newsletters. It came out towards the end of 2023. If you sign up for it, you'll get a copy of it in your inbox every Saturday. Otherwise, if you don't sign up for it, it shows up on the Verge website every Sunday. But I really like about this newsletter is that there's always something new in the technology world that they introduce that I've never heard about before, and it gives me a chance to try out new things that I would have otherwise not known about. So let me open up the latest installer newsletter and kind of go over the different sections of the newsletter with you and why I like it so much. Alright, so I'm opening up the newsletter from the Verge website. I actually prefer to view it in my email, but this way works too. Let me go over the different sections. So title of this one is the best new browser for Windows. Normally they'll put a title of whatever is the big story for the week. So in this case, they talk about the Arc browser. The newsletter begins by telling which number newsletter it is. So they've done 36 weeks of this so far. At the very beginning, they sum up some of the major things that they're going to talk about. So in this case, they talk about AI gadgets, iPads, because new iPads are set to be released this week. They talk a little bit about pop culture, so Baby Ranger and The Fall Guy are TV shows that are really popular right now on Netflix, and then other things that the editor is interested in. So there's a section on here called The Drop, which goes over some of the main stories for the week. So for the week of April 28th through May the 4th, there were stories on the Arc browser coming out for Windows. There's some information here about a new Bose Bluetooth speaker, a new Beats Solo 4 headset, and then some information about like different TV shows that are going on or cool apps. So that's generally how the first section of the newsletter starts. Next up, there's a section called Screen Share, and they normally invite someone notable to share their screen and explain why they have certain apps on their phone the way they do. So in this case, they invite somebody named Riley Testa, who's the developer behind Delta, which is a really popular emulator that just got approved for the App Store. And the reason why Delta was such a big deal was because for a long time, Apple didn't allow emulators on their App Store. So only recently did they start allowing that to happen. Delta is definitely probably the most popular emulator on the platform right now. So they give a snapshot of the home screen, and then there's a little section at the bottom where they talk about in detail about why they have certain apps on their home screen. So in this case, it talks about which phone this person's using, the wallpaper that they have, the main apps, and then some of their favorite apps. And just for fun, I wanted to go over my home screen. So I actually have 2, but I found a tip from someone that mentioned that in order to be more productive, what you should have on your main home screen is whatever immediate goal you have in life. So can you guys tell what my goal is just from looking at the apps? All right, so if you haven't guessed it yet, I'm really big into YouTube content creation right now. So every single app on this homepage is related to YouTube content creation. I have a big widget on top just for YouTube itself. I use Canva for thumbnail creation. The Creators app is an app I use to sync photos from my Sony ZV-E1 camera to my phone. I have the Google Drive app because that is how my editor and I share files with each other. And then same with Frame.io, it's a great piece of software to collaborate on video editing projects with. I have a subscription to Epidemic Sound. This is what we use for all of our audio tracks. I have Google Calendar on here to schedule meetings with my editor and other miscellaneous things. The MetaView app is what I use to transfer files from my Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses to my phone. And of course, I need the Photos app for any kind of photos that I need. I have Reddit on here because it's a great way to research trending topics and see what's popular in the tech world. I have something called Revolut on here, which is a money transfer app. So my editor actually lives in Indonesia, and it was really hard to find a way to transfer money from the United States to Indonesia, and I came upon this Revolut app, which makes it really easy to do that. For our communication, we use WhatsApp because WhatsApp is really popular to use outside of the United States. And then I have my YouTube Studio application to go over the stats for the channel. And then the very last section of the newsletter is a crowdsourced section. And this is actually probably one of my favorite sections because you find a lot of goodies on the web that you may not necessarily find on other websites such as Engadget or The Verge. So this is actually coming from people inside their community. So a lot of times it's TV shows that people are interested in, maybe productivity apps, new games, things like that. So for example, this person, Rin, mentions a new note-taking app called Tana. So when I open that up, you get to learn more about this new application and what it can do. It looks like this person uses it for note-taking, and I'm definitely looking for something better than the standard Notes app on the iPhone to take notes. So that might be something that I would check out. Some people share new social media platforms that they're trying. So in this case, this is called Voyager, that focuses on posting about your trips, which is pretty cool if you're like a travel blogger or something. There are people that post about interesting videos that they find. So in this case, it's a new video from a person named David Emil, who talks about how this star emoji became the symbol for AI. So I didn't know about that. And when you look at this YouTube channel, this is actually a fairly small channel. It's only 38,000 subscribers. So if not for this crowd shared piece of content, I probably would have never come upon this person. And whenever I have time, I'll probably check this out because it's pretty interesting. And then scroller further down the line, people are talking about things like different apps that they use for comics and graphic novels on their e-device. Somebody else talked about a fitness app that they really like, or like a new Apple TV show called Sugar that someone really like. So it's a great way to get introduced to new content that you wouldn't otherwise find on the standard blogs. And then usually in the sign off area, there's mention of another tech product that the editor has been trying out. So in this case, the editor has been using something called Books Palma, which I've never heard about. This is a Kindle style e-ink screen. And it's just cool to be able to discover new tech products that I've never heard about. I go on Engadget and the main Verge website all the time, and this is the first time I've seen a device like this. So as a tech enthusiast, I think this is one of the best newsletters that you can sign up for. I know that your inbox is probably full of different newsletters that are trying to make you money or self-help stuff. The nice thing about this one is it's not trying to sell you anything, it's just trying to introduce you to a lot of new technology, and I always look forward to reading this at the end of my week. So if you guys have time, go on the Verge website. If you click on the plus sign on the More button at the very bottom, it'll say newsletters, and then you can see a newsletter called the Installer. I highly recommend you sign up for it because I have a feeling that you're going to find something, at least one thing in the newsletter that will pique your interest every single week. Are there tech newsletters that you guys really like? Let me know down in the comments below.